As we all know, art is a great way to express ourselves, whether you like to write or draw or bake cakes, whatever it is you like to do. But everything about art is about association. So the first thing I'm going to do is present two mind-blowing facts. Then I'm going to talk about the history of art. Then I'm going to talk about what has happened to art and why that might not be a great thing. So the first mind-blowing fact comes to us from Pablo Picasso. He's well-renowned for his artistic interpretations of war, general life, the blue period, all his weird paintings. When he's presented in media or anything like that, he's presented as like this mystical, old-timey, like ancient artist. Did you know he died in 1973? That means that our mystical artist Pablo has experienced the Beatles, the assassination of JFK, the supermodel Twiggy, the Beverly Hillbillies, and Saturday morning cartoons, Hanna-Barbera edition. I thought everyone would enjoy learning about that because he's an artist. The next thing about association is celebrities are known for the times in which they're famous. But I'm about to present 4 people that were born in the same year but known for different points in time. First, we got Anne Frank, born June 12th, 1929, known for her diary being publicized against her will, I'm sure, and being murdered in the Holocaust. There is also Martin Luther King Jr., born January 15th, 1929, but he's known for being slightly older and dying at 39 when he was assassinated, unfortunately. Dick Clark was born November 30th, I think, 1929, and he's known as a celebrity personality. He was on TV shows, American Bandstand, and he unfortunately died in 2012 of a heart attack. And then the other person born in 1929 was Audrey Hepburn. She was born May 4th, known as an amazing actress and a humanitarian. Died slowly and painfully of cancer in 1993. But they were all known for different points of time, and knowing that they are all the same age is kind of jarring. So, I'm going to move into now the second part about artisans and the history of art and how things have come to how they've come to now. So the first is artisans used to be very specialized professionals. You had everybody for like bakers, meat smokers, sculptors, painters, all of that was a specialized field. You were a professional, you were licensed. It was only legal to purchase these products from them. So, sorry, totally forgot. So the process was to be you would work, men, of course, because there was no female artisans at the time. Men would work their way up from being like an apprentice, and then there was like 3 or 4 more ranks, and then you became a master, and you were licensed to sell your products. This naturally evolved into things like restaurants. Yeah, restaurants. So people would be like, I have good bread, you have good meat, let's put it together, let's make sandwiches. That's how we got Subway. Same with art studios. Art studios evolved, and it became, first they were selling their sculptor, the sculptor would sell their sculptures, painters would sell their paintings, and they'd come together, sell their stuff. Then they would start giving lessons and things like that, and became more mainstream. And then, now it's a con artist game. Corporate takeover of a lot of things are going to be presented here. So we've got the con artisans. So we got assorted bagels. If you go to Winco or like a local grocery store, it's like $2.50 for a dozen. So what you get. If you want the superstar treatment, you're going to go for the artisan breakfast spread. It's $35. It's $35. I don't know. It looks the same to me, but I don't have the artist's eye. I'm not that special. Another con artisan's game, bottled water. It's nice. $1.07. typical price. You want that artesian spring water, you're going to triple the price, $3.50. And it's got a fancy bottle. That's about it. So what does this mean? Absolutely nothing. To be perfectly honest, it doesn't mean anything. We're consumers. We have the right to choose nice water or artesian water if we want. But to me, what it means is people who do have the skills, the actual artisans, still do deserve to get paid for their services. But the problem we have is that marketing hype makes it so we can't tell the difference between actual art and a bottling plant in Minnesota. So you get to decide where you spend your money. Sorry, I'm forgetting my place. So what this has led to is a glorification of bad art. So bad art has become an art unto itself, which frightens and excites me. I hope it does to you too. So the first thing I found was bad Photoshop contests. These are legitimate contests. And people, like, they'll have themes, all kinds of fun stuff. And Photoshop used to be super expensive. It was time consuming. It could cost upwards of 30 grand to edit a photo. And now you can pay like $100 and get Adobe Photoshop on your computer. It's changed drastically with the modernization technology. So here's a winner from a bad Photoshop contest. And the theme was make something absurd. So here you go. It wins. It scares me. This is what wins. But I hope you like Nicolas Cage. And another thing about bad Photoshop contests is they're gaining popularity. And there was a whole site dedicated to bad advertisements, like take this product and make it as dumb as possible. I don't have any examples because they scared me. And then this has, of course, evolved into memes, in which I'm going to attempt to define, or I did up there, I don't know if I can read it, modern day ways of expressing common sentiments through exaggerated hyperbole, using well-known imagery and or popular images. I am pretty sure most of you, at least, have heard of The Lord of the Rings. We got one. It's pretty safe, pretty fun, pretty just normal. That's just a normal meme. Unfortunately, corporations like the bagels took over. So here are some real-life examples of advertisements and products that were memed by corporate ad execs who think they're cooler than they are. OMG Shakespeare. This is real. I've seen it, I've touched it, I've read it. YOLO Juliet. The art of Shakespeare as told by emojis. And if you thought the Emoji Movie was bad, I'm sorry. It's worse. Juicy Fruit decided to ride that emoji wagon. And if you can decipher this, let me know. I don't even know. This was on their Facebook page. I think there's a rock and roll party, but I'm not sure. Is that what it says? Thank you. But corporations aren't the only ones who decided memes were a good way to advertise. It's gone to the churches. They get in on the action. Meghan Trainor released a song all about that bass. But now we're all about that grace. Yeah. I mean, I might go to this church, potentially. I don't know about you guys. And then the mother lode of all evil is Etsy. Well, Etsy is a great platform for artists to sell their products at fair, reasonable prices internationally. It is also a platform for nightmare fuel because everyone thinks they're an artist, but they're not all artisans. So the first one I got, I'm really sorry if you're afraid of clowns. I am, and this popped up on my Facebook, and I was like, no. But I felt I had to, this was $49.95 on Etsy. Yeah. The next one comes to us from somewhere on Etsy and cost $129.95. This is a Tinkerbell pillow, carefully sewn by the best artisans of our time. I don't know about you, but I think that's worth $130. Minimum wage in Washington is like $12. That's a couple days of work. Not that much. I want to leave on this. There is a museum of bad art. Literally exists. A physical museum where people can donate their art pieces. And my last piece is the end, donated by the artist himself to the Museum of Bad Art in Sweden. It's called Teenage Girl. Yeah.